Hello student, today we are going to do chapter number 2 of class 5 EVS and the topic of the chapter is on the move. So in this chapter we will learn about migration, reasons for migration and effects of displacement. Before we start the chapter, look at the pictures. What you have noticed? Here, two pictures are given, okay? In first picture, the people were moving from one place to another for a better place to live or to find a better job, okay? Whereas in another picture, the people about to finish their construction work and they were worried about their future, that where they have to move for work. Okay, student, I will read the chapter paragraph wise and I will explain it to you side by side. Okay, now let's start. Thousands of people all over the world leave their homes for various reasons and settle in another city or country. This movement of people from one place to another is called migration. Reasons for migration. People migrate due to several reasons. Some people move to find better jobs and make a living in big cities. Poverty in the rural areas leads to migration from villages to nearby cities. Others move for better educational opportunities, for a better climate, or for good health care. Sometimes people also have to migrate because of calamities such as extreme poverty, floods, drought, famine, or war or outbreak of a disease. So here in this paragraph, what we have learned that the movement of people from one place to another is called migration. So student, in this world, more than thousands people leave their houses and they move or settle in another cities or towns because of many reasons, like for better jobs, for better climate, for better educational facilities, for rural poverty, and for good health care. But not only that, the people also migrate due to some natural disasters like floods, earthquakes, drought, etc. Now, move on to the next paragraph, that is rural poverty. Rural poverty is a major reason for migration. A large number of people in India live in villages and are farmers. However, not all of them own land. They are landless farmers. Such farmers work on other people's farms to earn a living. They do all the work on the fields like sowing the seeds, harvesting and threshing. They are daily wage laborers and get paid by the day. However, they do not earn enough money. When there is no work on the fields, these people travel far away from their villages in search of work. They return to their villages only in time to sow or harvest the crops. Such migration is seasonal as it takes place only during certain seasons. So students, in India, one of the major reasons for migration is rural poverty. Large number of people live in villages. Among them, most of them are farmers who work on fields. They do not have own land, so they are called landless farmers. Okay? They work on other people's farms to earn money. They do all the work like sowing the seeds, harvesting and threshing. Harvesting means gathering agricultural crops from fields and threshing means to separate the seeds from the plant. Such farmers are called daily wage laborers because they get paid by the day. That's why people of rural areas migrate from their villages in search of work. So now move on to next paragraph. There are many small farmers who own small pieces of land which yields crops sufficient for their family. They usually have to borrow money from moneylenders at high interest rates to buy seeds, tools for agriculture, fertilizers and pesticides. In case the crop fails, either due to less rainfall or due to poor quality seeds, these farmers cannot repay their loans to the moneylenders. In fact, they borrow even more money for the next crop. As this cycle of borrowing money continues, the loan becomes so big that despite their earnings, they cannot fully repay the moneylenders. Most of these farmers are not aware of their rights and often get cheated by the moneylenders. In distress, many small farmers finally sell their land and migrate to cities in search of a better life. So, here in this paragraph, small farmers are the farmers, okay, who have owned small pieces of land and which produce crops and which is sufficient for their family. But also, they borrow money from moneylenders at high interest to buy some agricultural tools, seeds, fertilizers, and pesticides, etc. So, if the farmers unable to return their loans to the moneylenders, they sell their lands and repay their loan to their moneylenders. Okay, after that, they will move to other places to start their new life. So, now move on to the next, that is development projects. Development projects like the building of dams, highways, bridges, and railways tracks also lead to displacement of people from their homes. Government officials relocate the villagers whose land and homes could be destroyed while constructing such structures. Although the villagers are relocated, often they cannot find jobs or cultivate crops on new land which may not be fertile. Faced with such situations, they migrate to nearby cities with their families in search of a better life. They feel that in the big cities, their children will go to good schools and get a good education. They will get good jobs, freedom, safely, and enough food to feed their families. So, students, here in this paragraph, construction of dams, bridges, and railways tracks displace many people, okay, and making them homeless and forcing them to move to the other places. Now, move on to next paragraph, that is the way of life. Some people have no permanent home and this is their way of life. Gypsies and Banjaras move from one place to another and are called nomads. They move for trade and new markets. They also search for fresh pastures for their cattle. So here in this paragraph, Gypsies and the Banjaras who do not have their permanent houses, they migrate from one place to another for trade and shelter. For this reason, they are called nomads. Now another paragraph, that is jobs on the move. How many of you know someone working in the defense forces? Those working in the defense forces like the army and air force also need to move to different cities or towns every 2 to 3 years. In such cases, the defense officers are posted to different cities and towns, while moving often might be routine for the officers. It can get very difficult for the family. Can you imagine leaving your friends behind and changing schools every 2 to 3 years because your mother or your father has been posted to a different city? So here in this paragraph, student, most of the people work in defense force like police, CRPF, BSF, army, etc. They posted to different towns and cities. So the people who work on defense force, they also migrate from one place to another due to their transferable job. So now move on to the next paragraph, that is conflict and calamities. In 1947, India was divided into India and Pakistan. This partition was the biggest human movement in history. Millions of people in India and Pakistan were forced to leave their homes, the people they knew, even their family at times, and their belongings to begin a new life on the other side of the border. So here in this paragraph, in 1947, India was divided into India and Pakistan. Many people from India and Pakistan were forced to leave their houses, okay? So they migrated other places to start a new life. So now, next paragraph, that is effects of displacement. Moving from one place to another can have both positive and negative effects. Some people find better jobs and living conditions. When they migrate to a new place, people might also find better housing or educational facilities when they migrate to more developed cities. However, sometimes displacement can cause a lot of suffering to the people. Displaced people have to start their life all over again. Sometimes they remain extremely poor and struggle to make ends meet. Migrant laborers are one such example. They mostly work at construction sites for a fixed period, after which they migrate again. They do not have permanent homes and go through many difficulties. They should be given adequate support for their livelihood. So here in this paragraph, we know that migration can have both positive as well as negative effects. So the people migrate for better jobs, for better educational facilities, for better climate, etc. But the people who work on the construction sites, they are called migrant laborers. They do not have permanent house and fixed job. They go through many difficulties. They will face many problems. Okay, so they migrate again and again in search of work. Now we have come to an end of this chapter. Now let's go through the exercise portion of this chapter. Student, here are some exercises which I have solved. Likewise, you have to do in your textbook only, but use pencils while you are writing in your book. Okay? Now move on to question and answers. Here all the questions are solved and you have to write in your exercise copy. Okay? Thank you. Have a nice day.